For the first time in human history, a child is born into a home in which television is on an average of about 7 hours a day. And for the first time in human history, most of the stories are told not by the parent, not by the school, not by the church, not by the tribe or the community, and in many places not even by the native country, but by a relatively small and shrinking group of global conglomerates who have something to sell. What is the cast of characters with which we grow up? Well, that cast of characters on television drama in prime time is essentially a very skewed, a very distorted cast. Men outnumber women about 3 to 1. By reproducing an over-representation of white males in the prime of life, television is reproducing and is appealing to its own best customers. What is the kind of a story that is most likely, most easily told with that kind of a cast? Well, we find that is a story of power, there is a story of conflict, there is a story of violence, which is one reason, one of several key reasons why violence is such a prevalent, pervasive, and troubling aspect of the new world of stories and of culture in which we're born. So let's consider violence and why is it so pervasive. Many people say, well, that's what the people want, and that is because it's very popular. That is not so. Most of the highly rated programs on television are non-violent.
What's going on here, Sammy? What went wrong?
Violence projects a sense of male power, and of course males are the producers of most of these programs, but most of all, it doesn't take great talent, it doesn't take a lot of time, it doesn't take much creativity. It can be plugged in whenever a dull program is beginning to lag. It's a good commodity for the global market. And most television and most motion pictures are produced for a global market. They're not even produced for a domestic national market. They're produced for a global market, and as they say in the trade, violence travels well. You don't need to translate. Humor is culture bound, it's more expensive to produce, it's less easy to circulate in different cultures, so that global marketing imperatives make violence an excellent commodity and inject it into our lives in a way that has never happened before. It's violence that is entertaining, that is thrilling. Like Saturday morning cartoons, the amount of violence is between 20 and 30 per hour. As time goes on, they have to increase the dosage. When RoboCop was first produced, it had 32 corpses, and we just counted the corpses in this, not just the acts of violence, because that's too many. The second time, first time it was 32, the second time it was 81. Death Wish, production with 9 corpses. Death Wish 2 is 52. Rambo started with 62, and by the time it got to be Rambo 3, it was 106. So we're in a situation in which we have reached a position in our culture that the policies, the unwritten, the unrecognized policies, that the virtual ministry of culture of a handful of people who determine what the American and the international community should see is out of the reach of democratic decision-making. There has never been the amount of violent imagery that permeates every home today that we have at the present time. This is historically totally unprecedented. We are awash with a tide of violent representations such as the world has never known. So we're growing up in a world that is designed to the specifications of a marketing strategy